What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, we have some fun eyes, some excessively overdrawn lips, and some glowing skin. But today we're going to be doing not only a little tutorial, but also a wear test. So today I'm going to be using the Lion King Sir John X Luminess eyeshadow palette on my eyes today, as you can see. So if you want to see what the real tea is on this palette and what I think of it and how it applies and how I got this fun look, then of course check this one out today in this video. But not only that, but we're also going to be doing a wear test. So I'm going to be playing with the brand new launch from Urban Decay, which is going to be the Stay Naked collection. So we have the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation and the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. So let's just put this to the test. I'm going to go to work today and see how long this is going to last on my skin. If it's going to break apart, if it's going to look good, if it's going to look terrible, what is it going to look like? We will find out today. So if you'd like to see a little wear test on those new products, as well as a fun little tutorial on my eyes, then keep on watching. Okay, so as you can see, my eye base is on because we're going to be doing the eyes first before we go in with the base, of course, because that's just how I like to do things. I like to do my eyes first just in case any mishap happens and then go in with the base. So now for today's eye look, I'm actually going to go in with a palette that I've been wanting to play with for a while now. It's been out for a while now as well, and I finally picked it up and I'm going to use it today in this look. So today we're going to be using the Disney The Lion King Sir John X Luminous eyeshadow palette right here. This one is the Can't Wait to Be Queen 12-piece eyeshadow right here. So now this one is definitely really cute. The color story is really, honestly, I really think it looks very like African. It has really good colors to it. I honestly think the color scheme of it, to me, kind of does have a very Lion King ness to it. So I'm excited about playing with it today and seeing what kind of look I'm going to go with. I am trying my best not to do just standard cut creases every single day because this look is going to be mostly about the base, but at the same time, like, I really want to do a really fun eye look with it. So we'll see what happens. So to get started into the crease, I am going to go in with the shade Safari Khaki right here on the bottom. It's definitely going to be a really nice, like, soft khaki color. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M532 brush and just blend this out into the crease. Now that we got that shade on and going strong so far, I'm going to go in with the shade King right in the middle, which is just a little bit deeper and a little bit more warmer. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M532 brush and just pack this into the crease right below Safari Khaki. Just kind of give it a nice cohesive blend. Now, I've decided today that I'm just going to kind of throw a shimmer on the lid. I'm not really going to do like a cut crease or anything like that. I don't want to really do anything super extravagant because, of course, I'm going to go to work. And, of course, I also have been doing a lot of cut creases recently. And I feel like I just don't want to bombard you guys with even more of them. I definitely want to do a really fun eye look with this palette, of course. So I think for right now, I'm going to go in with the outer corner and kind of smoke it out a little bit. I'm going to go in with the shade right next to King, which is called Pride Rock. It definitely is like a deep, darker chocolatey brown. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M433 brush and just kind of pack it on the outer corner and blend it a little bit inward with the crease. I'm going to say right now, these shadows are actually applying and blending beautifully. Like, Pride Rock was a beautiful shade, no patchiness, no nothing like that. King was pretty, and so was Safari Khaki. So, I mean, there is a little tiny bit of kickback in the pan, but honestly, all shadows do that, and it really didn't throw off me that much. So I'm just going to go in, of course, with the next shadow. So I really want to pack it on a color on the lid. I think I'm just going to use my fingers because I feel like these shimmers are going to blend beautifully regardless. I'm going to go in with the shade The Meadows, which is, of course, like a nice, like, deeper green. I'm just going to, okay, it definitely feels and looks pigmented. Let me just do a little, oh wow, okay. I was not really expecting that much pigment, but okay. So I'm just going to kind of pack it on with my finger and blend it out because, like I said, I'm not doing a cut crease. I'm just kind of like applying it with my finger so I can get like a nice, like, really just fun blend with it. But oh my god, is it pigmented? Literally, like, no fallout yet on my face, and it's absolutely stunning. Like, of course, we're going to come back to the eyes a little bit later on. It is time to go in with the base, which is pretty much the star of this video because we're going to be doing a wear test with it. As long as it applies good, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But before we do that, let's go in with primer. So now to prime, I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which is, like I said, one of my absolute favorite primers of all time. There's just something about it that really just makes your skin look really smooth. It looks hydrated, and also the foundation just sticks perfectly to it. That's just why I'm obsessed with it so much. So now it is time to go in with foundation, of course. It is time to go in with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation, up to 24-hour wear is what it says. I have this shade 20NN, so we're just going to, of course, apply this, see what happens, everything like that. So now this one claims to do 24-hour wear, of course, to not transfer, and it is a vegan and cruelty-free formula, which is also really nice. It comes in 50 shades, which is also very nice because their original shade range was atrocious, and now this one is much better. And of course, also, it is a medium buildable foundation. So I'm hoping to get more full coverage out of it. I did apply it once before. I did not put it on the entire face, so we'll have to wait and see how it wears, how it looks, etc., blah, blah, blah. But I am excited about trying this one out because I hope that it's going to be a good formula. Now, it does say that it is a matte finish, a skin-like matte finish, and I'm kind of nervous about that because their other foundation, which was the all-nighter, was a heavy matte finish. The one thing I'm going to say really quickly before I put this on, the one negative thing I have against this foundation is that there is alcohol in it. There's alcohol denate, which I believe is like a sterilizing alcohol, but it's like the 4th ingredient in here, so I will just let you know it does say it is flammable until dry, so maybe don't want to go near open flame until it dries on the skin. That's the one thing. But honestly, this foundation, let's hope it looks good. Let's hope it doesn't dry my skin out, etc. Give it a few little pumps on the back of my hand. A little shake first, because you just never know. You might want to activate the pigment. So let's just see. I did 5 pumps, and that's pretty much it right there. It's definitely like a thin consistency, but it's not like a really, really thin consistency. As you can see, it's kind of moving a little bit. So, I mean, I can smell it a little bit. It has like a interesting scent, but so far, it looks like it's applying nicely. I mean, I'm hoping it's one of those foundations that is very matte when it goes on, but then it kind of like settles into the skin and it looks like more skin-like. Because if that's the case, then I'm okay with that. But if it looks dry throughout the day, then we're going to have an issue. Let's hope that we don't have that issue. Okay, so far, it doesn't look too bad. It definitely does look like a dry matte finish. I'm just hoping that I can get it to go on smoothly. But I mean, it's not looking too terrible yet, but let's just give it a second after I'm done blending and find out what the real tea is. So that foundation is on, it is blended out, and it is dried pretty much. It definitely looks a lot better now that it's starting to dry, but before it completely dries, I want to go in with the concealer, of course. This is the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. That's also a 24-hour wear, but that is a full coverage, and this one is in the shade 10CP. I know this shade is going to be a little bit too light for me. I was going to replace it with the shade 20CP, but I have not done that yet, but I probably will do that either today or tomorrow or something like that. But for now, we're going to be just diving in and trying out the formula, not really so much the color. The color is going to be okay for like highlighting. As long as we don't have any blending issues, we should be completely a-okay. So far, my chin looks like it's already lifting product a little bit, but let's just, you know, apply this concealer under the eyes and everything like that and blend it out and see what happens. So now that we have this foundation on, the concealer is on, everything is pretty much blended out properly. I am now going to go in with some setting powder, of course, some flower setting powder from Beauty Bakery that I absolutely love always. And we're just going to set the under eyes, set the face, everything like that. Make sure there is no creasing, no smudging, no nothing of that crazy sort. Because we do not want this to budge throughout the day at all. We want it to stay in place as much as possible. So now that the base is pretty much on, the powder is on, everything's feeling set and looking good. So far, it doesn't look that bad. It definitely looks like it is my skin, like around here. It looks like it's a little bit drier, but it doesn't look cracked. It doesn't look that bad at all, honestly. It means that it's time to go in with the lower lash line, the eye, the finishing the eye, everything like that. So I'm going to go back in with these shades King and Pride Rock for the lower lash line, just to kind of tie everything together, make everything look as seamless as possible. I'm just taking on like a BH Cosmetics brush, just to kind of use it under the lower lash line. Decided to do something a little bit more fun, so I'm actually going to take it on a wet brush for the inner corner. I'm going to kind of pack it from the inner corner, like outward almost, if you will. I'm going to go in with the shade Zazu right here, which is a nice blue shade, and it's actually really pretty. I'm going to go in with a Morphe M124 brush and just pack this on the inner corners and blending it inward with the Meadows. Okay, so now there really isn't a shade in this palette that I would like to use as like a brow bone highlight. There are shades like Nala and Landscape that are really pretty, but I just don't really see them as like a brow bone highlight kind of color. I'm actually going to go in with a wet Morphe M213 brush and just pack on a little bit of some Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter, which is one of my absolute favorite highlighters of all time. So now the eyes are done, the lashes are on, the brows are on, everything like that. It's time to go in with the rest of this face really quick before I run to work. So I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in Soft Peach for these cheeks. I am truly obsessed with this blush color. It is so pretty. It just gives you that nice little flushed cheek. Now to bronze this face, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer right here, which is of course one of my favorites. I'm just going to use this just kind of chisel out these cheekbones a little more with that blush, you know, just to kind of get that nice, almost contoured effect for these cheeks. So far, this foundation is looking really nice. It's starting to blend really nicely too. So far, so good. We're just going to, you know, keep an eye out. You know, you never know. Just using a little bit of some Stay Spray. Make sure everything locks into place. I'm going to go in with the Rodeo Drive highlighter, of course. I am so obsessed with this highlighter still after all these years. It is such an amazing highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to crack open my brand new Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin. I got my little replacement in the mystery box. This is absolutely one of my favorite nude lipsticks for all time, really. So let me just apply a little bit of this before I finish off this entire look. Okay, so here it is. This is the final look. I did overdodge just a tiny little bit. I went a little crazy with that lipstick color, not gonna lie. But here it is. This is the final look for my tutorial that I did for this foundation and of course for this eyeshadow palette. So far it actually looks really good. Looking at it up close, it actually still looks pretty good as well. I'm of course going to use a lot of setting spray today, some MAC Fix Plus, some Urban Decay All Nighter, whatever I need to do just to make sure how long it will last. But I'm not going to go too crazy because I want to see if it's going to last by itself, of course. So we're just going to do a little fun little wear test with this foundation and see what happens. I'm going to go to work and I'm going to give you guys updates throughout the day just to kind of see how long it's going to last. So of course I will see you guys very soon. Hello you guys, so now it is 3:14. I finished applying this foundation at 10 o'clock, so it's been 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5 hours. I'm not good at counting math in my own head, I'm sorry. So it's been about 5 hours since I've applied this foundation, and so far it's actually still looking pretty good, a little up close and personal. Right here on my nose, I'm starting to get a little shiny besides my highlighter. Get a little shiny, but so far I have not blotted yet. I have not powdered up or anything like that. So it's still true to how it looked when I originally put it on. So far it's still looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I look a little tiny bit yellow, like a little more neutral than I usually like to be, but it doesn't look bad. There really isn't a big color demarcation line or anything like that, so it's still looking pretty good so far. I'm liking it, but of course it's only been 5 hours now, so we will have to wait and see how it's gonna last for the rest of the day. So I will keep you guys posted and see you guys very soon. What's up, you guys? So now it is 8:30 at night. I am finally home, and I am finally sitting down to give you guys my final check-in on this foundation wear test, pretty much. So honestly, it has been on for what, almost 12 hours. Been almost on for about 11 and a half hours now. So now let's of course check out my face. So looking at the mirror, it actually still looks really flawless. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Around my mouth, it would usually separate and break up by now, but honestly, it looks so smooth and looks so good. Like, I'm pretty shocked, not gonna lie. The formula is actually pretty good, and it looks really smooth, and it blended beautifully on the skin. I only powdered my nose one time today, and it still looks pretty good for it being on for this long. Like, not gonna lie, this actually looks really good. I'm actually pretty shook. The concealer also looks really nice. No creasing, no settling, no bunching up, no wearing away. Like, everything looks really good. I recommend both of them. I'm usually never this shook on a foundation for how long I've been wearing it for. Usually by now it's like broken apart, it's separating, it's creasing, whatever. No, none of that at all. Like, it looks so good. So, you know what? We're just gonna say, yep, I approve of these. I actually like these a lot. So, anyways, that is the end of this wear test review of the new Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer and foundation. So make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.